Good evening, everyone. After 2 weeks of break, we are meeting again. I hope everyone is good. Am I audible? The screen is visible to everyone. Okay, great. So let's begin. And हाँ, शुरुआत में क्वेश्चन बोलिए. Go ahead. Coaching IPL teams comes under Office of Profit. No, कैसे आएगा? IPL is not Government of India's project. Office of Profit cover करता है the I think पॉलिटी शायद आपने की होगी साथ में. Not very sure. Have you done quality together? Any office capable of yielding profit, no doubt. But इसमें बीमर लॉन्ग शू वगैरह की जजमेंट्स हैं. I don't know whether we covered quality together or not. वहाँ पे मैंने बताया था. The office of profit is covered when there are some tests. Test सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बताया था. इसमें ये था if the government has the power to appoint, if the government has the power to remove, if the government you are functioning on behalf of the government. अब गवर्नमेंट की क्राइटेरिया होता है. IPL is not a government project. The BCCI is a pet project. But BCCI is not government of India's personal body. तो एक प्रकार की ऑटोनोमस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है. ये नहीं आना चाहिए. लीगली स्पीकिंग नहीं आना चाहिए. आपने किस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में कोई न्यूज़ वगैरह पढ़ी क्या? अच्छा, उस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में गौतम गंभीर नहीं बनेगा. गौतम गंभीर का केस नहीं बनना चाहिए. देखिए, लीगली स्पीकिंग स्ट्रिक्टली तो नहीं बनना चाहिए. अब बाकी जुडिशियल इंटरप्रिटेशन, अब जुडिशियल अदरवाइज इंटरप्रेट करे तो बात अलग है. ये ऐसा नहीं बनना चाहिए बिकॉज जैसे आईपीएल इज अ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कंपोनेंट. तो इसमें यू आर नॉट डूइंग एनी सर्विस ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. हाँ, लेकिन इसमें कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट बन सकता है. Office of power, I don't think it will be there because that requires government office to be in power. But conflict of interest बन सकता है if anyone can show that by serving as the coach there, he is unable to function as the MP properly. अगर कोई ऐसा शो कर पाए तो एक बात क्लियर. ठीक है, तो एक मजे मत लो. आप जिनका नाम ले रहे हो पता है ना कौन है? मिनट से पहले ट्रेडिशन. चलिए, so with that note, I hope let's start. नहीं, दिल्ली को ऑफिस ऑफ प्रॉफिट मैंने आपको वहां समझाया था दैट स्टेट. चलिए मैं बता देता हूँ फॉर देयर न्यू स्टूडेंट मे बी इन द क्लास आल्सो. देयर इज अ कॉन्सेप्ट कॉल्ड स्टेट. स्टेट का कॉन्सेप्ट होता है. स्टेट बेसिकली मींस अ टेरिटरी हैविंग अ पॉपुलेशन रूल्ड बाय अ सॉवरेन. वी हैव डिवाइडेड द स्टेट इनटू थ्री पार्ट्स. पावर को हमने डिवाइड कर रखा है: लेजिस्लेचर, एग्जीक्यूटिव, जुडिशियल. तो एक्चुअली इट्स अगेंस्ट सेपरेशन ऑफ पावर. पर्पस ये था कि लेजिस्लेचर को हमने क्या काम दिए? हमने दो काम दिए लेजिस्लेचर. Legislatures माने the MPs and MLAs. We choose our MP and MLA. They are supposed to do two works. पहला, to make laws to govern the entire country. MP से केस में, MLA केस में govern the entire state, and to keep an eye on the government. Keep an eye on the government. These are the two functions we have given to our legislature. So imagine if there is an MP who works for the government, a legislator working for the executive, so he will never be able to do this function. इसलिए ऑफिस ऑफ प्रॉफिट लाया गया. बस समझ में आई. when any legislator functions for the executive, then office of profit is applied. So with that note, let us start. And I think there may be new student also in the class. तो थोड़ा देख. आप लोगों ने वीडियो देखे? Is there new student in the class? Anyone who is attending this for the first time?
Yes, sir. I
Um,
Ashish Tyagi.
okay, so for every new student, I think who has that access to Plutus IAS video link? कौन था वो? हर बार पेस्ट करता है व्यक्ति, क्या नाम है? हाँ, so please watch that video. Plutus IAS पे we have made a video. Please watch it. इसमें the art, the name is, if you could not find, this is the name of the video. Please watch it. It's very comprehensive. इसी तरह की 2-3 वीडियो that we have made, but this is a particular video. Please watch it. वहाँ पे you will get in detail how you have to deal with current events. Very sorry for that. There was some technical error and it somehow got shut down. There was some technical error. The PC got shut down. It was I don't know our part. I hope now I am audible and visible to everyone. चलिए, so please do watch that video. That will give you an idea about everything, and after that we shall move on. तो देखिएगा उससे आप you will get a basic idea. The tools, especially for the new student who have come for the first time, you will get the basic idea, and rest we will move. तो शुरुआत करते हैं. Let's understand. First we have is World Press Freedom Index. It basically India's ranking in 2023 World Press Freedom Index has slipped to 161 out of 180 countries. It's a bad news. It is published by Reporters Without Borders. For prelims, what you need to know in this case, international first place. Okay, cool. So within this, what is the thing? First, number one is 2023 में the World Press Freedom Index, India slipped to 161 out of 180 country, which is a serious slip from 150 something, and it is published by Reporters Worldwide. These two things you need to remember. Third point about what is World Press Freedom Index. Within this, the World Press Freedom Index measures the level of freedom that journalists, media outlets, and netizens have in each country to gather, disseminate news information. Basically, the journalists, the media outlet, and the netizens, that is the people you use net, the freedom by which they can collect information and spread information. It is one of the fundamental things that you know if Article 19 clause 1 sub clause A. For the new student, this is an article of the Constitution. This is an article of the Constitution of India. Constitution of India provides something called fundamental rights. These are the rights of citizens against the state. These rights give you power and limit the capacity of the state to suppress it, basically. One of that is Article 19(1)(a), freedom of speech and expression. That is very critical for survival of any healthy democracy. If you are not allowed to criticize the government, then that country cannot stay democracy. Anyway, these are the three facts you must keep in mind for the prelims. Number one, India's ranking has slipped to 161. Second, it is published by Reporters Without Borders, which is a kind of NGO, that is non-governmental organization, which is mentioned here also. Third, it basically assesses the ability of journalists, media outlets, and netizens to access the information, analyze the information, and spread per their desire without any fear of suppression. That's what you have. Above that, it includes basically what? Media independence. What are the component of this index? This is your fourth point. That is media independence. A, B, pluralism. Pluralism का मतलब होता है it's a political term basically. Pluralism means variance of opinion, plural values. For example, I believe in, for example, Hindutva. I'm a strongest believer of Hindutva, for example. And if you are a strongest believer of Islam, so they both have a right to exist without violence. They both have right to exist without violence. Pluralism, different value, orientation, belief. Third, legal framework. We already know from our classroom program that laws like UAPA, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, NSA, National Security Act 124A of IPC, Sedition, Deshdo. These are the kind of articles that provide legal framework and they are used according to this index. Of course, we will do only those things which you have to remember. Letters nahi hai class. Strong presumption in offenses में strong presumption against bail होता है. Strong presumption against bail it does not mean कि आपको bail नहीं मिलेगा. कोर्ट के ऊपर होता है, but strong presumption है कि bail नहीं मिलेगा. Cool. Okay. So legal framework, conspiracy, yes, C, E. E is the safety of journalists. So these are the facts for prelims you must remember as it is. Four facts and these component you must remember. Having said that, ये जो law है, they are taught in classroom program में quality जब भी आप करेंगे वहाँ पढ़ाएगा. UAPA, NSA और as well as in GS paper 3 internal security. दोनों जगहों पे these laws are taught. ठीक है? And it is being published annually since 2000. It is published annually. Remember this. It is published once in a year since 2000. So ये 5 facts. So these are the 5 facts for prelims that you must remember. बाकी जो content है, it is basically about the orientation means content है. That what it means. इसमें I will give you a key rule. Key rule आप notice कीजिएगा. Any country which is top in press freedom, any country which among the top in press freedom is topper among all indicators. कोई भी indicator आप उठा लीजिए. Democracy index, आपका hunger, nutrition, human rights, आपका human rights. Any indicator you pick, a country which is high on press freedom index is high on these indicators. The question is why? The answer is very simple. We live in a democracy. Democracy means rule of the people. But there is a problem with this. That we as the people choose our MPs slash MLs. They go and form something called legislature. Legislature make laws and keep eye on the government. Fine. Imagine करते हैं, let's say the government that is made, government of India brings a law that is anti-people. Say for example, there is a problem with the people themselves. Okay, if you expect that a common person will go to office in the morning, spend entire day, then come back home, download a PDF from Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha website, analyze the PDF of law, and make analysis, make notes, and then criticize government. Not possible. इसलिए we created another structure, that is media. ये रोल था मीडिया का. The media was given a role. This is the government. This is you. It's between you have media. The media was given the role to analyze the government and inform you. But if media is not free, if it serves the government or is captured by the government, then it will basically analyze you and help the government to manipulate you or propaganda. I believe आपने वो phenomena सुना होगा, भक्त, Godi media. What kind of these phenomena? This is the problem. भक्त phenomena. This is the, yes, Godi media. भक्त बहुत डेंजरस है. मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ why India is declining in all indicators. सारे सोशो इकोनॉमिक इंडिकेटर्स में इंडिया की बहुत बुरी हालत है. The reason is we do not have a free media. Again, there's a thing that I think somebody said, Rohit said, I don't know for jokingly or otherwise, international conspiracy. I can agree that this decline from 150 to 161 could be severe. ये मैं मान सकता हूँ कि this much decline could be severe, but trend are never wrong. ऐसा कभी नहीं हो सकता that India is improving in press freedom and they will show decline. However, we can dispute this much of decline. हो सकता है कि India may be at 155, maybe India may be even at 151, but trend are never wrong. It is certain there is a decline, but this much of decline could be disputed. Clear, everyone? So this is what we have about press freedom. And again, this is a very, very important thing. Impacts everything from your quality of democracy to people's welfare to your internal security to this rioting that you see every day in the news, this phenomena, Gudi media, everything is impacted by press freedom. That's why I gave too much weight. Yes, आज के समय में we have another media called social media. That is also play a part. We cannot go in detail of that, but nonetheless, जहाँ तक आई होप सबको क्लियर है. Any question, especially news to issue, ऐसे ही क्या कर सकते. The new student, any issue clear है सबको? No issue, no. We just started with press freedom. Cool. चलिए तो आगे मूव करते हैं. Let's move ahead. So this is what we need to know about press freedom index. Few 5 points that I told you are very, very, very important for you. No, Daman, उसका थोड़ा सा this was not part of the news, पर मैं बता देता हूँ. PCI, Press Council of India, I think आपने सुना होगा. It only governs print media. We were discussing press freedom index. Rest you can guess number. So print media. The problem with PCI is it governs only print media, not our toxic. The toxic media है ना हमारा जो broadcast media. It does not govern that. That is the problem. What is the one? So with that note, let's move to the next news that we have today. And next news, I will start with a single line. Let me summarize the first news by saying one thing. A sold out media give birth to a dead citizen. Sold out media give birth to a dead citizen. कहीं भी रहा हो. Code of social security. This is very, very, very important for दमन शेयर होल्डिंग करेंटली को रेस्ट्रिक्टेड नहीं है. PCI मींस प्रेस काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया. Actually, the news was only on Presbyterian index, and our focus right now is more on prelims. We are prelims, इसलिए we are focusing more on prelims. Anyway, I hope this much is clear. आगे move करते हैं. Code of Social Security, very 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 important for prelims. Please, हाँ, blanket news, yes. So what is let's see what it is about. In this, actually recently there was a strike by the employees of grocery e-commerce website called Blinkit that brought focus to this code. इसमें if you watch that video which I have suggested you, that is the starting point of preparation. Watch it for sure. In that video, I told you one thing, that any political news is not your concern. UPSC does not. अभी कर रहे हैं एक second. Any political news is not your concern, but spin-offs are important. जैसे ये news जो है, it is not important. That e-commerce website that people are protesting against, no. But the legal governance framework behind it, the economy behind it is important. एक मिनट रुक जाइए, इतना जल्दी मत भागिए, रुक जाइए. The employees of Blinkit are called gig workers and are on strike because of the change. This line is not important, but understand this. They are protesting because there is a change of some right, which is not important. What is important? These terminologies. UPSC in prelims in economics ask terminologies directly. It may ask, consider the following statement about gig work. And after that, it will give some statement. You have to select the right answer. For that, let's move to the code. Code of Social Security. Before this, there used to be numerous labor laws. Before this code, there used to be numerous labor laws. But the labor laws were so strict. They were regulating, the labor laws were regulating virtually everything of employment, including even to the height of urinal. What should be the height of urinal? How many urinals should be present? This regulation is strict, very strict. And because of this, imagine you are a small company. You are a small company known as MSME. MSME companies, micro, small, and medium enterprise, which are not big companies. These companies get government benefits, various benefits they get on taxation and other. So if you're a small company, if you grows up, then more and more labor laws will apply. Small company पे labor law नहीं लगते. मान लेते हैं below 100 employees, no labor law. Above 100 employees, labor law will start to apply. As you grow bigger, more and more labor law applies. What company does is they try to stay smaller. So 100 से ज़्यादा employee लेके ही नहीं जाती. Okay, that was the problem. To avoid that, Modi government has brought code on social security. Very very important. I'm again repeating. Must know this everything about it. Let's see what it is. So who introduced this code? Ministry of Labor and Employment. First fact for prelims. It is a code prepared by Ministry of Labor and Employment. Okay. The silent feature पहला. The second fact हो गया. Definition of gig worker. Under section 2, section is not important. Nobody asking UPSC, but I will include it for sake of your understanding. According to section 2 of the code, a gig worker referred to individual who perform work and participate in a work arrangement and earns in such activity outside traditional employer-employee relation. So what is this? This is a formal definition. So let me ask you a question at this point. If UPSC says, consider the following statement about gig workers. Point number 1, that gig workers are defined under labor law. True or false? The question is, consider the following statement about gig workers. And the UPSC asks this. The first point it says is, that gig workers are defined under labor laws. True or false? False कैसे हो? Amber, what you are doing? अभी तो मैंने आपको बताया definition of gig workers under section 2 of the code. It is बोला the formal definition is available. UPSC will not give you this definition, but it will write like this. Gig workers are defined in a labor law. The statement is yes, they are defined. I just told you the silent feature of Code of Social Security, the labor law. I hope it's clear to everyone now. चलिए, तो देखिए ये तो होगी formal definition. Let me give you a very layman's understanding. Gig workers are basically the people who are not properly employed. So next point, that next point here. Gig workers are basically who are not formally employed. For example, nowadays there is a new phenomenon called freelancing. That आपने सुना होगा. Freelancing. In this, what happens? You are not employed by any company. You are just kind of on. You are not a member of any company. You are not employee of any company. You are just providing your services on a contract. मान लेते हैं I am an institute. I want 100 test papers to be developed. So what I will do? I will float a contract kind of. Anyone who will develop this 100 papers will get this amount of money. People will apply. I can develop. I will choose one of them, or two of them, three of them, whatever is my choice. So all those people will be doing freelancing. They will complete my work. I will pay them. They are gone. Yes, kind of partners, but they are not employed by any state. This is called gig worker. Is anyone who is in a working arrangement which is not like a traditional employer-employee relationship. Traditional employer-employee क्या होता है? There is an employer, you're working for that person is paying you as a salary monthly basis, weekly basis, whatever the case. That is not the case here. Keep this in mind. Next समझते हैं. Again, I'm saying very important points. Please be focused here. Anything you could not understand, you can ask as many times. There is no limitation. Second देखते हैं. So third point. Distinction between platform and non-platform work. UPSC may directly ask in which of the following statements are true about platform workers या फिर non-platform. Let's understand what are they. Platform work is a work arrangement outside of conventional employer-employee relationship. जैसे आपकी gig workers हैं आगे, this gig workers use an online platform जैसे Blinkit वगैरह. These are websites, Zomato delivery boy, Swiggy delivery boy. So these people are basically platform-based employment. You have a platform on which you are working. As for example, there is a new kind of jobs being emerging in India. As for example, social media manager. It is a very high-profile job nowadays. Companies pay heavy amount for social media management. If you have good skills in social media management, companies pay high sums of money. Companies, political party can recruit you and pay you so good money you cannot imagine. Social media manager. These are platform-based jobs. बात समझ में आई सबको? Where you have an online kind of platform which you use. For example, content writer, blog writers, Zomato boys, ये सारे example बनते हैं platform-based jobs. This is the new type of job. Let me ask you a question. If UPSC asks, platform workers are covered under Social Security. True or false? True. We just saw this, and there is a coverage of platform workers as well. ये चीजें यूपीएससी पूछता है. I think 2021 में यूपीएससी asked that which of the following statements are true about casual work. Casual work के बाद I think 4 statement थे. There were 4 statement, and then it asked you to select the option. So please be very vigilant here. Non-platform क्या हो जाएंगे? Non-platform worker मान people involved in non-technology based work. जैसे आपके बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल बन सकता है casual labor. Casual labor that company employs and let off if required. Very good example. ठीक है? Next point. Enhanced coverage of social security benefits. The code has expanded social security provision which are given to regular employees. अब यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा भी have to ये नॉन प्लेटफॉर्म वाला साक्षी टेक्निकल वाला. ठीक है? Platform worker means where you have a platform like website, portal, and something like social media managers, blog writers. These all are platform workers. ठीक है? Non-platform worker means who are in non-technology based work. It's a casual labor. You're building your house, you employ a labor to build your house. That is a non-platform work. Clear? ठीक है. अब next आते हैं enhanced coverage of social security benefits. So at this point you have to have a basic idea, and this all is prelims by the way. We have not touched any content of means. So in this you need to understand a difference between regular employment and casual employment. इसमें एक let me give you a real life incident also. There is a particular journalist, I won't name him. That person asked Narendra Modi way back, I think 2016-17. He asked question to Narendra Modi. He said, "Sir, that you are being criticized that under your government there is too much unemployment," which is true. So he asked that question. Narendra Modi replied that if somebody is making pakoda outside your office, would you call that employment or not? So if that journalist would have even 1 ounce of spine left, he would have answered, yes, it is employment. But is it a desirable employment? Understand the difference here. Stealing pakoda is not a bad job. It is as honorable as anything. It is as honorable as anything. Cleaning sewers are as important as President of India himself. A sewage cleaner is equal to the President of India by all means. Everyone is important. Nobody is denying anything. But what we are trying to emphasize is employment is one thing, but regular employment that gives you not only money like a salary, but also social security. Yes, that's the fact. चलिए छोड़िए वो पॉलिटिक्स का पार्ट है. पॉलिटिक्स में एवरीथिंग इज नैरेटिव. रियलिटी से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. मैंने पहले भी समझाया, रियलिटी इज व्हाट यू बिलीव इन. रियलिटी इज अ लाई अग्रीड अपॉन बाय एवरीवन. एनीवे, सो मनी प्लस सोशल सिक्योरिटी. तो सोशल सिक्योरिटी बेसिकली जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आपका मैटरनिटी लीव, आपका सिक लीव, योर कैजुअल लीव्स, ठीक है, उसके अलावा पेरेंट लीव जो भी होती है, these kind of benefit including आपका pension, ठीक है, these all things are basically your social security and they HRA हम बहुत एग्जांपल है. क्योंकि this is money plus social security, this is regular employment, so this is what we want. We are not concerned about employment only in India. Employment is ठीक है, लेकिन we want an employment which is sustainable, which is desirable employment, and regular employment is desirable. So government of India did this good thing. Modi government did this good thing. What they have done, they have extended social security benefits. आपका ये maternity sick CL वगैरह, they have extended social security benefit to unorganized sector. Unorganized sector माने जैसे gig workers हो गए, आपके casual labor, these all are unorganized, where you do not have social security provisions earlier. ठीक है, unorganized sector, fixed term employment, gig worker, platform worker, interstate migrants. Now all these people enjoy social security. So another question let me ask. A laborer working in a tea farm is covered by social security law or not? True or false? मतलब covered or not covered? यार अभी तो बताया. दोबारा बताता हूँ, दोबारा बताता हूँ. Let me rub this place, too much clutter here. हाँ, true होगा अभी का. It would be true. I just told you that earlier it was not covered, but now under this new law, so Social Security Code, it provides social security provision which are given earlier to regular employment. Now they are available to unorganized, fixed term, gig worker, platform worker, interstate migrant. Now all people enjoy social security. But I got the point why you are saying no. Implementation कैसे? हाँ, yes. वो अभी आएंगे, क्रिटिसिज्म पे आएंगे साक्षी. बट फिलहाल एज पर लॉ दे आर कवर्ड। तो अगर यूपीएससी में स्टेटमेंट आता है that these people are covered under social security, true or false, the right answer will be yes, they are covered. इम्प्लीमेंटेशन तो अलग चीज है। फॉर एग्जांपल रेप इज इलीगल इन इंडिया, फिर भी तो हो रहे हैं। तो नहीं थोड़ा ना बोलेंगे हम यूपीएससी में कि भाई रेप इज इलीगल इन इंडिया। अंडरस्टैंडिंग द डिफरेंस, इम्प्लीमेंटेशन इज वन थिंग बट लीगैलिटी इज वन थिंग। वी आर सेइंग इट इज कवर्ड। अब इम्प्लीमेंट हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है गलत बात। आई होप इट्स क्लियर टू एवरीवन। So let me summarize this first. That's governance issue. Gig economy, Rohit, it's about gig workers. All this Zomato, Swiggy, वगैरह, what they are doing is gig economy basically. ठीक है। तो gig की full form, I never thought of this. gig का full form भी होता है। I just check it. It is a term. It's a term that is actually it's a slang. Initially it started as a slang. Initially it started as a slang. Later on it became a term. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आपको एसओएस, आई थिंक आपने सुना होगा, व्हाट डज एसओएस स्टैंड्स फॉर? आपको पता होगा व्हाट इज एसओएस? हाँ, सिक्योरिटी रिलेटेड इमरजेंसी। इमरजेंसी यूज एसओएस। एसओएस इज नो फुल फॉर्म। ओवर टाइम वी हैव बीन accustomed of using SOS. As such, it does not. It has some French name or something, but nowadays SOS generally is associated with emergency. Similarly, gig work. Anyway, so let me summarize for you again because I know it's a bit technical here. तो पहला emergency किसी में भी हो सकती है। पहला gig worker, yes, it is now defined under the labor law. Second, platform worker, non-platform worker. Platform worker has a platform of working that is primarily an online platform. Non-platform worker means people who are on non-technology based work. Social security coverage, earlier regular job means a job which provides money, that is salary plus social security. Now these provisions are available to everyone. Unorganized, fixed term, gig worker, platform, any kind of worker, they all are now covered under social security law. Because this is the summary for whatever we have done. Next provision, registration of worker. The code mandates that all the gig worker and platform workers shall be registered. Okay? Social security fund. The code provides that government will establish a social security fund. This fund will be used to compensate the company, any company who provides social security to these gig workers and platform workers. To compensate that, it will be used. Government इसकी fund बनाएगी, इसमें पैसा लाया जाएगा depending upon the policies of the government, and then government will bring schemes of social security in which it will mandate companies to provide something और कुछ part सरकार देगी. Then it will happen. Penalties. The code also impose stringent penalty for non-compliance. ये फैक्ट आपको याद रखना है. This all news is very important for prelims. Especially the definition. What is gig worker? What is platform worker? What is non-platform worker? What is casual labor? What is regular labor? आपका social security fund use, punishment under the law, registration of law. ये factual है and must be remembered. Up let's come to the thing that you may be thinking. Issues. One issue you know. Implementation. Prelims, Rohit, prelims, directly important for prelims. 3. Now let's see the issues with the code. This is something you have for mains basically. Prelims may they ask factual things, they ask conceptual things, they do not ask disputed things like criticism, issues, loopholes. These are mains का content. So within this, the issue with the code, one you know already. Implementation is the biggest issue. Governance problem. And that is actually, let me tell you, this is the problem with every government law. दुनिया का कोई भी लॉ बना लीजिए. Example, very good example. In Corona time, government brought a policy: anyone who do not wear a mask will be penalized by a fine. Has the Prime Minister of India been fined for not wearing mask? कोरोना के टाइम पे कितनी पार्टी रैलीज हुई थी? Has he ever been fined? And do you think that anyone, any khaki, the highest ranking IPS officer, has the guts to fine him? That is what we the problem is. अब ये गवर्नेंस में आप समझेंगे that there are a lot of there किरण बेदी को बुलाना चाहिए. किरण बेदी को मोदी जी ने बुला लिया. Yes, he's from his party. Yes, cool. So इसमें एक कॉन्सेप्ट यहाँ पे नहीं है, बट मैं फॉर योर रेफरेंस, स्पेशली फॉर द न्यू स्टूडेंट, लेट मी टेल यू, प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस कॉन्सेप्ट. माय ओल्ड स्टूडेंट नो दिस, द न्यू वन प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस. सॉफ्ट स्टेट एक कंसेप्ट ऑफ पॉलिटी जब करेंगे इसमें आप पढ़ेंगे रूल ऑफ लॉ. रूल ऑफ लॉ का सिंपली स्टेटिंग मतलब होता है दैट देयर इज द रूल. नो 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 रोहित, दैट्स डिफरेंट. स्टेट विद इन स्टेट नहीं है, अभी बताता हूं मैं. रूल ऑफ लॉ का मतलब होता है द रूल लॉ इज सुप्रीम. If once a law is made, for example, law says jumping red light, you will be fined 2,000 rupees. So either the prime minister jump the red light or a common worker jump a red light. Both will be fined 2,000. Such countries are known as rule of law. Yes, Ayushi, any question? You have raised a hand. It's accidental. Soft state. Soft state. Yes, Article 14. Soft state is basically an exemption to rule of law. Soft state are the state. State की definition starting में मैंने आपको बताई क्लास की स्टार्टिंग में, सबको याद है. Definition of the state in the very starting of the class. That's the very foundation of the class. Yes, TPS. सबको याद है TPS. Territory with a population ruled by a sovereign. ठीक है? So soft state are the state in which if you can disobey the law if you are powerful. Incident when Prime Minister Modi and Chief Minister Kejriwal, जो भी किसी, they did rallies. None of them were fined for corona guidelines violation, but a common person was bitten on the street. हम सबने वीडियो देखे. That's pathetic, and that is the problem with almost every government. ये एक ऐसी प्रॉब्लम है, आप आंख बंद करके you can write in criticism of any government policy, any government law, any government scheme. This is one point you can always write everywhere. Soft state. क्लियर सबको? बड़े सॉफ्ट स्टेट. तो दिस इज व्हाट वी हैड. बाकी प्रॉब्लम आपको सिंपल प्रॉब्लम है कि बिकॉज कोर्ट में सेंट्रल स्टेट गवर्नमेंट हैज टू फ्रेम suitable schemes for gig workers and all. The state and central government has been given the responsibility to frame the scheme. Problem ये है it varies from the respective government. And let me ask you another question. You know that already. All student knows this. Do you think the current government will bring policies for social security of the people? Do you think that the government will restrain private companies and force them to pay for social security of people? Roshni is the new person here. Understand, Roshni, there is a term that is answer is no. It is not because government hate common people. ऐसा नहीं है. This government is a neoliberal. I told this earlier also. Neoliberal government. Neoliberal का मतलब होता है it's the ideology. Ideology means collection of ideas. The neoliberal is a collection of ideas that says that everything shall be determined by market fundamentals. Everything shall be determined by demand and supply. And second component, no government. Third component, completely open market. And that is why you have the scenario. You must have heard in current event, government is privatizing everything. इसीलिए हो रहा है because this government is neoliberal. Clear? This news is clear. Any question to anyone, please ask. फिर मैं कह रहा हूँ, this is very important for prelims. ये definition रट लीजिए. But schedule worker, There is a new term number, monetization. हमने पहले समझा है इसके बारे में, तो आपसे रिपीट करना है. ओके, देखिए, देयर इज रूल ऑफ लॉ. रूल ऑफ लॉ का मतलब, एक एग्जांपल से समझाता हूँ. लेट्स से यू मेक अ लॉ, एनीवन हु जंप अ रेड लाइट will be fined 200 rupees. If you jump a red light on a road, 200 rupees. So if the Prime Minister of India jumps the red light or I will jump the red light, we both will be fined 200 rupees. But soft state is a concept which says that there are certain states in the world. States, the definition, legal definition here. There are certain countries, states in the world in which if you are powerful, you are above the law. In which you are powerful, you are above the law. So Prime Minister will not be fined 200 rupees, but I will surely be fined 200. That is soft state. Now is it clear, Pooja? It is an exception to rule of law. Soft state is an exception to rule of law. Imperium imperio वो अलग होता है. Deep state. Imperium imperio या deep state वर्ड होता है. State within state, deep state. Anyway, we will keep on doing this concept. Don't worry. ये तो अब अगले न्यूज पे आते हैं. तो दिस इज डीप स्टेट. अगला देखते हैं, laundrament countries. अब laundrament, from where it has come? It has come from a word money laundering. That is a part of your GS3 syllabus. Money laundering. So हाँ, we are not doing money laundering right now. तो उसको जब करेंगे देखेंगे. So money laundering, it is a process of converting illegit money or illegal. No doubt you ask something. अच्छा, privatizing disinvestment. Yeah, okay, I got it. Disinvestment मान लेते, for example, there is a company called BSNL. BSNL में मान लेते, initially government of India holds 100% share. It is a public sector company. Because PSU is not a government job. It is a public sector job. इंडिया में 3 तरह की जॉब होती है, प्राइवेट, पब्लिक एंड गवर्नमेंट. लोग इन दोनों को एक ही मानते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है. You are working in, for example, SBI, State Bank of India. It is a public sector job. It is not a government job. It is a company happens to be owned by a government. हो सकता है कल वो private हो जाए. So this distinction must always be kept. Government jobs are never privatized. Public jobs are privatized if required. So BSNL में मान लेते हैं, BSNL has 100% of Government of India shareholding. If Government of India sells 20% of the shares, so it will be called disinvestment. Because even after removing 20%, Government of India is still the owner of 80% of shareholding. So can I call BSNL a government company right now? Can I call BSNL government company after 80% shareholding of Government of India? हाँ, मतलब public sector company. I can. देखिए, any company in which government owns more than 50% is a public sector company. Any company. 50% से ज़्यादा ownership का मतलब you are the owner of the company. So it is still a government company. This is called disinvestment. अच्छा, you are saying government is indulging in privatization by disinvestment. अब देखिए, privatization में एक साथ सेल होता है. इसमें सिंपल 100% है. इमीडिएटली गवर्नमेंट मान लेते हैं 51% शेयर सेल कर देगी. तो पता क्या होगा? प्रोटेस्ट होगा, बहुत लंबा प्रोटेस्ट होगा. तो व्हाट गवर्नमेंट डज इज, गवर्नमेंट स्लोली देखती है शेयर. 100 से धीरे धीरे 90 पे लाएगी, फिर 80 पे ले जाएगी, फिर 70 पे ले जाएगी, और लंबा प्रोसेस होता है. धीरे 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 करते करते गवर्नमेंट ले जाएगी 49 पे, एंड इट विल बिकम प्राइवेट. Government is engaged in both, but current government is trying to privatize through disinvestment, and they have coined a new term called monetization. अब वो ना ही privatization वर्ड इस्तेमाल करते हैं, ना ही disinvestment. This government use a new word, monetization. Clear? That's very bad. कभी मौका लगेगा when we will do telecom sector of India, तब समझेंगे. That's very 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 bad. BSNL was intentionally killed for someone. dangerous, very dangerous. Understand this ना, that you never used to pay for incoming. आज आपको incoming के लिए भी pay करना पड़ता है. That's what happened when you were doing. इससे पूरा इमेजिन कीजिए, इमेजिन अ कॉमन वर्कर. कि कॉमन वर्कर कितना कमाता होगा दिन में? 500 रुपए. You are asking that person who is in urban area pulling a rickshaw and he has a family in rural area. तो इमेजिन कीजिए उस व्यक्ति के लिए एक लौता साइकोलॉजिकल connect with his family's phone. That phone that he can dial to his family to know whether they are good or bad is the only psychic connect that give him some peace. अब वो भी छीन गए. That's the problem with neoliberalism. इसलिए मैंने आपको बताया neoliberalism is known as fixed philosophy. जो भी है ऐसा ही है. अगला देख लेते हैं लॉन्ड्रामेंट कंट्रीज. तो बेसिकली इनके पैसे देने पड़ेंगे. हाँ, ये बात भी सही है. मतलब व्हाट यू आर सेइंग, किडनैपर इज मोर ह्यूमन देन गवर्नमेंट. According to recent report of Helsinki-based Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air. This name is not important for you to remember. All you need to remember this phenomena. What is this laundromat government? Laundromat countries are basically those countries which are purchasing something at cheaper and selling something at dear. You are purchasing something at cheaper prices and then selling at dear. This is something. There is a couple. There is a couple. They have a fight. So you are the third person here. So what you will do? You will go to the one person and take a party from that person. Party say you will save some money. There is a couple, they split up for some reason. And now you will go to one person, take a party from that person, you save the money, you use that money to basically appease the other. That's what is laundromat basically. Here, the three party here is आपका क्या बोलते हैं? And okay, I will answer that way. Here the three parties, Russia, Europe, and India. So what India is doing, Russia and Europe are that couple who are fighting. So what India is doing, Russia is giving heavy discount on oil. And India may, for everyone who is new for especially, remember that the largest component of India's import basket is crude oil. The largest component of India's import basket is crude oil. We are a crude oil deficient country. Majority of energy need, 85% of our energy need are met by imported crude. Keep that in mind. Imported crude and coal. So we are buying at cheaper from Russia. मान लेते 60 rupees का we bought. And Europe is not buying from Russia because they are not talking to each other because of Ukraine. ठीक है, उनके बीच में breakup हो गया. India will then sell to Europe at 70 rupees, while the market price is 100 rupees. तो समझ में आया? We bought cheaper oil from Russia, and then we sold to the European country at a bit margin. So we earned a profit out of it. And when the keep going market price to 100, we are still selling lesser than the market price, and such countries are known as laundromat countries. I am clear. Yes, I know. I was. So clear है laundromat country. Now to the answer, Rohit. Yes. Rohit ने किसने पूछा? नहीं, it is not part of OPEC. It is part of OPEC plus. Rohit, your answer. India is also a laundromat country, of course, because it sell oil to Nepal after refining it. No, it is not the case. Agar Nepal has imposed sanction on Russia, then you are selling to Nepal, then you could be laundromat. Laundromat समझ में आया? When there are two parties not talking to each other, and you become the intermediary of supplying that. ठीक है? So what are the launderment countries? China, India, Turkey, UAE, and Singapore. And देखिए, it is just basically a concept coined by European countries. They don't like you, they are coining the concept. So I told you, reality is what you understand. Yes, it is a negative. तभी तो मैंने money laundering से start किया था. It is derived from money laundering directly. Money laundering, which is an illicit way of converting black money to white. वहां से एक टर्म निकाली गई है launderment. So India is the king of launderment country according to European country, but I would say we don't care. हमारा काम बन रहा है and we don't care about these big words. But remember this concept and it is for prelim. इतना याद रखना है आपको prelims के लिए कि what is launderment. For mains you have to remember know the consequence. Because right now India is moving toward USA. Since 1991, India carried out economic liberalization. India is opening its economy, the neoliberal reform that I told you. So India is moving toward USA. The new axis in the world right now is USA with India versus name basically kind of way. So USA is with India versus Russia, China, and Pakistan. Before 1991, we had an axis in which China, Pakistan, and USA were together versus Russia and India. Ye before 1991. After 1991, the condition is USA with India and Russia, China, Pakistan. से एक चीज हमें समझ में आती है, fundamental rule of IR. One of the fundamental rule of IR, there are no permanent friends, there are no permanent enemy in IR. Only permanent thing is interest. Right now, Russia's interest is aligning with China and Pakistan, so it is partnering with China, Pakistan against India. Openly, Russian foreign minister openly criticized India and said, "Abhi to nahi bol raha because Ukraine war mein they are silent. They need us for oil." Before that, they openly said that India is becoming a tool of US foreign policy. Openly कहा था, India is becoming a tool of US foreign policy. It is clear that Russia right now does not like India very much. But I would say we don't care. We will do what we like. हमारा फायदा हो रहा है, we will do it. Simply बात है. Clear? तो इसका जो लॉन्ड्रामेंट का पर्पस ये है, it will create negative impact in India, Europe, and India US relation. It will be a friction point for sure. This we had. Russia will become, अभी नहीं है, but Russia will become a tool of China. Right now, Russia is more assertive. But anyway, point ये नहीं है कि who is becoming a tool. Point ये है Russia saying that, Russian foreign minister saying that out loud in media. It simply means that something is very wrong right in India. That is the point. So let's move. इतना ही आपको you need to remember know about this thing. Rest you can read if you need. अगले बात. Reservation in private sector. Again, we are not gonna understand reservation here because reservation is that in class. China is a term होती है which I was resisting to tell you because explain करना पड़ जाएगा. This is called the thing that you are referring is called balancing. It's a part of IR. It's called balancing. शायद मैंने पहले समझाया होगा previous classes में balancing. When you balance other person vis-a-vis your internal external balance. ये balancing है basically. हर कोई करता है, हम भी करते हैं. हम नहीं करते हैं. देखिए, we are friend with Vietnam because Vietnam does not like China. We are friend with Japan because Japan does not like China. We are friend with Australia because Australia does not like China. So every country does that. ऐसा नहीं है कि आउट ऑफ दीज इशू साक्षी पहले इशू पे कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं आएगा. मैंने आपको पहले ही समझाया था. UPSC is the HR department of government of India. UPSC is समझिए what UPSC want from you. UPSC is the HR department of government of India, human rights department that recruit people. So it is recruiting people for government of India, and it will never ask a question in which is politically charged, because they also love their freedom. यूपीएससी में बैठने का मतलब थोड़ी ना यू आर इम्यून फ्रॉम लॉ, पुलिस एडिशन लग जाएंगे 3-4। क्लियर है? Unemployment and reservation could be important, but political issues are important for interview, not for they want government do not revolutionary, of course. Politician are the creator. So what I was trying to say, political news are important for interview. इंटरव्यू में पक्का पूछते हैं, बिकॉज इमेजिन यू आर एन एसपी ऑफ अ डिस्ट्रिक्ट, तो ऐसे ही पूछते हैं, यू हैव सीन दैट दिस ऑल इज गोइंग ऑन, ठीक है, यू मे बी एसपी ऑफ द डिस्ट्रिक्ट, देन टेल मी व्हाट यू विल डू। पॉलिटिकली चार्ज न्यूज में, बिकॉज दे वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड वेदर यू आर फिट टू सर्व एज द आईएएस ऑफिसर और नॉट। द ड्रीम ऑफ अ डिस्ट्रिक्ट, इफ यू कुड नॉट अंडरस्टैंड पॉलिटिक्स एंड यू डू नॉट नो हाउ टू बैलेंस पॉलिटिशियंस, तो आप अच्छा डीएम नहीं बन पाएंगे, यू विल बी अ टूल ऑफ समबडी, फालतू बन जाएंगे। So you have seen an IPS officer picking up the sandal of Mayavati. I'll pick you. Okay, so that's what happened. Yes, it can. Again, it can, but the people sitting there are too much. It's basically Rohit, interview is your depth. It is about you based on their knowledge. Whatever knowledge the chairpersons have now, your members have, वो अपनी knowledge के basis पे आपसे पूछते हैं। Anyway. हाँ, बहुत केस है, दे आर पालतू बन जाते हैं, क्या करें। Anyway, reservation in private sector. Reservation is a social welfare policy that has been in constitution since starting of the constitution. But remember a fact, only ST/ST reservation, SC/ST, scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Respect is one thing. Everyone deserves respect. Okay. Even you respect is one thing, but degrading yourself is one thing. Well, respect is one thing. For example, you are touching the feet of an elder, chalta hai. This degrading yourself is very bad. Keep this in mind when you will be a servant, an IAS officer. Do not mess with politicians. Personal suggestion. Politicians se mess karne ka nahi. Don't think that you are an IAS officer, you can mess with politicians. Revolution खत्म हो जाएगा साक्षी, when you will be put at a place, नक्सलवादी एरिया में भेज देंगे, अगले दिन कहाँ होगे पता नहीं लगेगा। Telling you, फिर मैं बोल रहा हूँ, it's up to you, but balance everyone. Smart game खेलिए. If you want to do something good, do good for the people. Play politician against each other, but never mess with politicians. They hold power to destroy anyone. देखिए, the top boss everywhere. आप डॉक्टर बन जाइए, इंजीनियर बन जाइए, आईएएस बन जाइए, टीचर बन जाइए, कुछ भी बन जाइए. The top boss in every field is a politician because they represent people. They represent change. We all represent what? We are the part of the system. They are the creator of the system and destroyer of the system. वो बात अलग है, कुछ पॉलिटिशियन होते हैं एंड मनीष सिसोदिया, चलिए अपनी न्यूज पे आते हैं, बट देयर इज अ फैक्ट दैट पॉलिटिक्स में पॉलिटिक्स में इफ यू गो टू अ जेल, इट्स ऑनर, ठीक है, ही हैज बीन ऑनराइज्ड. Recently, it has been reported that local reservation in private sector could have been a reason behind fall in investment in Haryana. So recently, एक report आई थी कि people are not going toward Haryana for investment. Reason माना जा रहा है कि हरियाणा गवर्नमेंट brought a law, Haryana State Employment Local Candidate Act 2020. अब let's understand the provision in this law, then we will move forward. Provision: the Act seeks to reserve 75% of new jobs for local candidate in private sector. Okay. Second, private establishment can claim exemption if they do not find a desirable skill. First, they will give preference to Haryanvi, and if they are unable to find a person with desirable skill, then they can move out. But इसके लिए claim करना पड़ेगा. Of course, bureaucracy is there. And third, they must mandatorily register all employees earning less than 50. These are the three most important points of the entire law. The problem with this law is The problem with this law creating this point is, imagine you are a company. Okay, I will recruit anyone who is talented. I'm not a government company which can bear unproductive people. I am a private company. I run on profit. If you have skills, I will keep you. If you don't, I will throw you out. And it's a fact. May I can tell you clearly, skills matter. Skills apart from social skills. Skill का मतलब सिर्फ technical skills नहीं. Social skills also matter. How well you can embed with your boss, understand them, make a grouping, whatever. That is also important. So skills, both technical and social matters. गवर्नमेंट में इवन इफ यू हैव जीरो सोशल स्किल्स यू कैन सर्वाइव बिकॉज आपको निकाला नहीं जाता बिना किसी मतलब. Having said that, private में if I cannot have a talented person, why would I take it? Just because you made a law. Better than that, I will withdraw my investment. I will go to a state जहाँ पे I can recruit anyone who can be. So I believe this law is nothing but an escape route. This law is nothing but a escape route. इसकी जगह पे क्या होना चाहिए था? You should provide training to your people. Train them, make them employable, provide them skills of employment. वो आपको करनी नहीं है. Yes, you do. I think अच्छा you आपके पास access नहीं है. Let me, वैसे counselor also provides this, but this is the mail ID. Please send a hi over it. All the new students, please send a hi over it. I will add you to current event folder. उसमें there are all PDF. Since the beginning of current event classes, all PDFs are categorized month wise and date wise. You can get them, including this one. Clear? Right. So this is the thing we have. This is a law which provides some provision, which I believe are stupid provision, because rather than this, the best thing is imparting skills. Give skill to you people, make them employable. But this is the escape route because this involves hard work, making institute, establishing training institute, establishing certification, bringing people there. तो काफी मेहनत लगती है. इससे आसान क्या है? Give them a law of reservation. Reservation is a lollipop used when you cannot provide this. अब problem क्या है? Legal problem. The legal problem that we have with this law is, apart from economic problem, it's a violative of constitution, but it is not clear yet. Why not clear? Because Article 16, you will study in polity, fundamental rights. One of that is Article 16, right against discrimination in employment basis. That article applies to public employment. Article 16 says that no one can be discriminated on the name of place of birth and residence, but public employment, that is the thing. It is private employment. The Constitution as such, right against discrimination, 15 है right against discrimination. In particularly public employment के लिए आपके पास है 16. It is for public employment. It is a general article. It applies everywhere, more or less. ठीक है. तो इसमें 16 जो है 16 प्रोहिबिट करता है डिस्क्रिमिनेशन इन एम्प्लॉयमेंट on birth and residence, but in public employment. And this is a law for private employment. So it is not very clear, would it go? Is it a voluntary of Article 16? Maybe. It could be a voluntary of Article 14 and 14, which is basically equality before law or equal protection of law. And 15, right against discrimination. Maybe a voluntary of this, but iska exact clear nahi hai. Second thing, Article 19 1G. These articles deal with basically right to practice any profession. So shall I say right to job, kind of right to business. This is an article which provides a kind of right to business. Up in this, what you are doing, you have brought a law. You are putting unnecessary restriction on profession. तो ये तो देखिए एक ऐसे मैंने क्यों बोला क्लियर नहीं है बिकॉज सुप्रीम कोर्ट की जजमेंट का वेट है. Supreme Court once gave a judgment over this law. It has been challenged, I believe, there. Once Supreme Court deliver their judgment, तब हमें clear पता लगेगा whether this law actually violate what. Clear to everyone? यहाँ तक कोई भी confusion, please ask. Online people, any confusion about anything so far? Uh, it's a it's a case with Supreme Court not hearing. Hearing अभी चल नहीं रही है. ठीक है. चलिए आगे मूव करते हैं. So this is all the things that you can read. Argument in favor, social justice वगैरह वगैरह. Not important. Next देखते हैं. Multi-modal logistic path. Economic news. So what is this multi-modal logistic? In this, you have to remember one thing that India may you have railways, roadways, waterways, and airways. So railways, roadways, waterways, and airways. These are the four ways available in India. So problem क्या है that actually waterways are the cheapest and roadways are the costliest option of transport. But in India, roadways are the maximum or the most of the type. Passenger traffic की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. People movement I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the freight movement, goods movement. Majority of the goods move from roadways. The key waterways are the cheapest. Railways is the second most cheaper. Roadways are the third most. Airways is the costliest option. इसको count ही नहीं करता. So this is what we have. Waterways cheapest. But problem क्या है इंडिया में? In India, we have various ministries, and they have been developing these logistic tools, but in a silo. Silo means isolation. So you have Ministry of Railway, you have Ministry of Roadways, you have Ministry of Waterways, Ministry of Aviation. The problem here, you have different department, different ministries dealing with a particular aspect of logistics. And because of this, all logistics have been developed in isolation. If you have a roadways, there's no guarantee that road will take you to a proper rail station. If you want to, मान लेते हैं, I want to transport something from Mumbai to Delhi. A good, कोई good है, a watch. I want to transport a watch from Mumbai to Delhi. So in multi-modal logistics, what will happen? It will be a model in which you can switch mode. Roadways यहाँ तक जाएगा, after that railways, फिर airways, फिर waterways. Integration of all models. To send a watch from Mumbai to Delhi, I would not have to choose one option, either roadways or railways or airways. An integrated mechanism. I can choose any combination and it will go smoothly. We want this kind of development. This is called multi-modal logistics. Clear everyone? यहाँ तक सबको clear है? Benefit efficiency, साक्षी efficiency. अभी I think आपने देखा होगा that दिल्ली में particularly, I don't know which state you belong to, but you have seen trucks lay on the outskirts of cities. हरियाणा, okay. So from Haryana, if you coming to Delhi, Haryana में ऐसी problem नहीं आती, but दिल्ली में no truck can enter before 10 p.m. रात के 10 बजे से पहले कोई भी ट्रक दिल्ली में नहीं घुस सकता, लीगली बैन. वो क्यों बैन है? बिकॉज दिल्ली का खुद का ट्रैफिक बहुत ज्यादा है. दिल्ली इज अ मेट्रोपोलिस एंड देयर इज सो मच ट्रैफिक ऑफ पैसेंजर ट्रैफिक, कार, बाइक्स, देयर सो मेनी. ऑफिस आवर्स होते हैं, इट्स क्राउडेड. After 10 only trucks can enter. That's why you see on the outskirts of Delhi all trucks are late. अब इससे कहते हैं डिले आता है, इससे लॉजिस्टिक डिले आता है. A product that can reach within 1 day because of such kind of delays, such kind of barrier, it reaches in 10 days. ये हमें अवॉइड करना है. We want to make everything fast and efficient. Now is it clear? Intra-government business portal Umang. For what purpose you are talking about? Intra-government तो ठीक है, but किस purpose के लिए? Complaint के लिए, किसके लिए? हाँ. तुम्हें कैसे पता? अच्छा. Ministry of Commerce. Commerce is Ministry of Commerce. Basically, we have a particular ministry dedicated to commerce. Baki we have different ministry dealing with railway, roadways, water. That is what we are trying to achieve, a multi-modal logistic park. अब इसमें एक और टर्म को आपको समझानी है, hub and spoke. Hub and spoke develop. Hub and spoke में क्या होगा? You will have a hub. It will be spokes are like this. These are connecting arteries. एक hub यहाँ हो. It will have same arteries. Similarly, एक hub यहाँ हो. This is called hub and spoke model. That all the hubs are directly connected. Just for example, one will be in Mumbai, a development park in Mumbai. One will be in Delhi. So rather than going from your highways network, there will be a direct road, direct rail, direct logistic rail, dedicated corridor will connect Mumbai production park to Delhi consumer park. This is called hub and spoke, where there is direct connectivity between hubs through spokes. So hub हो गया आपका production and spokes which are emanating. Clear है आता what is hub and spoke? That अलग से road नहीं शाकी. We for example we have expressways, we have highways which are good highways and directly connecting up. Rather than going from here and there, we have direct connection. But dedicated है, जैसे आपने कहा road तो नहीं है, पर government of India is trying to अब बनना शुरू हुए dedicated, जैसे dedicated railways, जैसे बोलते हैं logistic railway dedicated corridor. जैसे आपका for example expressway होगा, expressway की एक लेन होगी dedicated exclusively to a road same रहेगा, उसे हमने expand करा एक लेन बना दी exclusively dedicated. These are called dedicated railways roadways. रोड अलग से नहीं बनाएंगे, इतना पैसा नहीं, इतने भी नहीं हुआ अभी, ठीक है. चलिए एनीवे, तो मल्टी मॉडल लॉजिस्टिक पार्क. तो इंडियाज फर्स्ट मल्टी मॉडल लॉजिस्टिक पार्क इन बी डेवलप. प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस थिंग. मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ, लेट मी रब इट फर्स्ट, काफी क्लटर हो गया. तो यूनियन मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ पोर्ट शिपिंग एंड वाटरवेज एंड आयुष, यूनियन मिनिस्टर, मिनिस्ट्री नहीं, these are different मिनिस्ट्री. ये तो अच्छा, ये देखिए, दिस इज डिफरेंट मिनिस्ट्री. So Union Minister who has multiple charges, he visited the construction site of India's first international multi-modal logistic park. Remember this for prelim that India has constructed its first multi-modal logistic park in Assam, Jogigopa. Jogigopa, Assam, or primarily Assam. Please remember that, and it is being progressed. अभी बनके तैयार नहीं. इससे बढ़िया that you are thinking flying trucks. Have you ever heard of Hyperloop? अभी नाम सुना है इसका Hyperloop? Hyperloop you will do in science and technology में Hyperloop कराया जाएगा. So that Hyperloop is basic. Multi-modal logistic park. The multi-modal logistic park मैंने आपको समझाई दी. It's a transportation hub that is a combination of transport mode, rail, road, everything is connected in an efficient way. It will supply water proper, supply any commodity properly. The park is being developed under ambitious Bharatmala Pariyojana. Government of India has a Bharatmala Pariyojana. In this, Government of India is trying to connect all the unconnected hub by a proper all-weather road connectivity, including Naxal affected area and India's far-flung area. That is Bharatmala Pariyojana. It is a part of Bharatmala Pariyojana. First, मैंने आपको बताया था, first is being constructed in Jogigopa of Assam. It is being constructed there. It is being developed. Acres याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं, but remember it is being developed a land along Brahmaputra. So please remember it's a multi-logistic park which will connect all the things. It is the part of Bharatmala Pariyojana. Third, it is being developed in Assam. Fourth, it is along the Brahmaputra. Clear? तो इसे ज़्यादा जरूरत नहीं, बाकी I have told you. Benefits वगैरह बताइए, significance बताइए. Next, 3D printing. This is a news from science and technology. 3D printing. Before this, have you ever heard of 3D printing before? अभी सुना है आप लोगों ने? 3D printing, it's a new technology basically, but we have done very good in this. So let's see what has happened. Recently, there was a news that Indian Institute of Science, technology में one key rule for you people. Have you ever seen the syllabus of science and technology? देखा है कभी यूपीएससी के सिलेबस में क्या लिखा है वहां पे? तो वहां पे there is a term written, and this is I have seen a lot of institute committing this mistake and a lot of student also. अपने प्रॉपर नहीं, उसमें एक प्रॉपर लाइन लिखी है, science and technology basically covering new development and everything that does not require subject specialization. वहां पे क्लियर शब्दों में वर्ड लिखा हुआ है, science and technology that does not require subject specialization. So I found this in a number of institute and also number of teachers and a lot of people. बहुत डिटेल में चले जाते हैं, बायोलॉजी की डिटेल में, फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री नहीं चाहिए हमें. We require science and technology without subject specialization. मतलब you do not need to know what is क्या होता है, what is the gigahertz of the wave, नहीं जानना. General knowledge. Understand it like this, that UPSC is trying to recruit administrators, not scientists. Administrators, not scientists. So it does not want you to know very nuanced tech geeky detail. General use details वो याद रखनी है, ठीक है. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अभी हम इसे समझेंगे तो हमें याद रहेगा कौन सा इसमें बॉन्ड कौन सा इस्तेमाल होता है, कोवलेंट है आयनिक, नहीं भाई कोई नहीं पूछने वाला. नॉट अबाउट दिस इज वेरी टेक्निकलिटी वाला टिप. दिस इज क्लियरली रिटन हियर. read science and tech news because current event में आप कहीं भी पढ़ेंगे current event और static course, there is too much there, not required, unnecessary there. तो वो नहीं करना. Please have a news, think like an administrator. As an administrator, what you should know, keep that in mind. The Indian Institute of Science in Bengaluru has designed a smart gel-based sheet using three-dimensional printing technology that can self-roll into a tube during surgery. किसी को नहीं मिलता. साइंस एंड टेक इज वेरी जनरल, यूपीएससी बहुत जनरल पूछता है. 90% क्वेश्चन साइंस एंड टेक में आपके आसपास से आएंगे, आई एम गारंटीइंग यू. 90% क्वेश्चन ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक विल कम अराउंड यू. कोई स्पेशलाइज्ड नॉलेज नहीं है. फॉर एग्जांपल, हैव यू एवर हर्ड ऑफ एनएफसी? एनएफसी कितनों ने नाम सुना है, कभी यूज किया है? हैव यू एवर ट्रैवल्ड इन दिल्ली मेट्रो और एनी मेट्रो फॉर दैट मैटर? आपके टीम में भी एनएफसी है. NFC, it's a near field communication. UPSC asked a direct question in prelims. Which of the following statements are true about NFC? And we use NFC daily. That metro card, that is a small chip. You put that on the reader that reads, and you get inside into the barricade, that door. It's NFC technology. Somebody saying something. Who is this? Harsh? Yes. Hello. Hello. So keep that in mind. So science and technology में keep aware about your nearby technology. The phone you use, what is the technology, what is the OS there, what is our near field communication. Okay. Basic of 3D printing जल्दी समझ लेते हैं. 3D printing is also known as additive manufacturing. 3D printing also known as additive manufacturing is a process of creating three-dimensional objects from a digital design or model. The technology works by adding material layer by layer. Simply क्या करता है, prints a layer, ऐसे layer को print करता है, and that's how you create 3D. 2D तो आपका normal printer, the normal printer is a 2D printer. It prints in the length and breadth. This printer creates a number of layers, and that's how it creates height. Yes. So 3D printer creates height basically, and this इसका नाम बस याद रखिए, additive manufacturing बस. अब ये मत चाहिए कि इसके अंदर कौन सा बॉन्ड है, what kind of bond is there, what kind of glue is there. That's not important. Remember, it is just use additive technology, additive manufacturing, and it is so good. Imagine this is the future actually. Imagine this. Then there will be a time when you do not have. Could be, yes, you can. There will be a time when, imagine this, you do not have to buy a bike. All you have to buy is the blueprint of the bike. आपको बाइक खरीदने की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी. All you just require is a blueprint. Give a command to a 3D printer and it will print your bike. It can print virtually anything. So this is the future, and that is very useful. Imagine in the scenario we are reaching to Mars soon. बहुत जल्दी, by 20 to 30 years down the line, we will be on the Mars. So Mars, for example, is a planet out. If you take car, bike from here, it will be too costly and too inconvenient. Rather than doing this, you can take raw material. Take raw material, take a 3D printer, put your blueprint there, and print that thing. Near future, and it's a reality soon to be realized. So basically, it's create, design, and model using CAD, computer aided design. So you create a 3D capable model, kind of blueprint, and then you put that into the printer. The printer put that into thin slides, slice the digital model into thin layers, print every layer and add them. That is called additive. Clear 3D printer? Any question? Significance आपको मैंने समझाई है. Well, guys, any question to anyone? I know you may be a bit tired here in the class. So let's move to the next thing then. Carbon border adjustment mechanism, CBA. Now, this is from your GS paper 3 environment chapter. Sorry, environment topic. So within this, there is one thing you need to understand, term called carbon credit. There's a lot of things in environment. I cannot tell everything in this class, but some idea. Carbon credit. So what is carbon credit? Imagine take a car from my home to office. In that process, say for example, I emit 10 kilogram of carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide will go to the atmosphere and it will heat up the atmosphere. Climate change particularly. Imagine if a company called XYZ company, they build an electric car. They give me that electric car for free, for example, and take my diesel or petrol car away. In that, they save 10 kilogram of carbon dioxide. So what is carbon credit? For any such kind of ventures which reduce emission of carbon, they are given a credit. It is a kind of cashback, समझिए, a coupon. It's a cashback coupon you get. This company will get a cashback coupon known as carbon credit, equivalent to 10 kilogram of carbon. यहाँ तक बताइए, सबको समझ में आया what is carbon credit? ठीक है? Okay. Up, you may ask why, what is the advantage of this 10 kg carbon dioxide? What this person will do about this carbon credit? That class will start from next to next. Today I will tell you, we will have a offline class next to next. वो करेंगे जो लिस्ट में आने वाला है, फोकस ऑन पेपर्स. मैं फिर बताऊं करंट इवेंट में देयर आर सो मेनी न्यूज़, नॉट ऑल न्यूज़ आर नेसेसरी. तो इसके लिए व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, मिनिमम बेसिक तो आप सबको करना है. पॉइंट नंबर 1, क्लास लेते रहिए. इट इज अ रिवीजन क्लास आल्सो. दिस क्लास इज नॉट just current event class, is a revision class. A lot of things that you study in static, to implement that in dynamicity. Content is there in your static classes, but to use that content to understand in the real life of classes. Second thing, take any monthly magazine. See which should, more or less all should have the same magazine. Take any monthly magazine of any issue. And third thing, editorial. इससे ज़्यादा मत कीजिए, काफी है. Editorial in a newspaper, read editorial every day. Make notes out of it, throw the paper. Do not read news, जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. For that, we are here for you. Do monthly magazine of any institute and the classes, and you're golden. Clear? बिल्कुल बनाने हैं. आप रख नहीं पाएंगे. You think that you will mark in the editorial and you will keep it. ऐसा नहीं होता. By the time prelims will come, you will have a stockpile. कैसे पढ़ोगे? Make notes out of it. And how? इसके लिए मैंने बताया ना, do watch that video. आपको पता लग जाएगा how we have covered comprehensively in that 1 hour video everything you need. Yesterday. So this company XYZ company got 10 kg of carbon dioxide credit. What this company will do with this? There is another company called ABC. This company is a manufacturer of diesel cars. Diesel cars are very polluting, very polluting cars. So this company is making diesel car. This diesel car emit 10 kg, मान लेते हैं 90 kg of carbon dioxide in a year. So what this company will do, because this company and this both company belong to, say for example, India. India has signed an agreement at world level under which India is in the compulsion to reduce its carbon dioxide emission. Costly in what sense actually? मतलब mileage wise या environment wise? क्योटो नहीं, अब है पेरिस. क्योटो एक्सपायर हो चुका है. पेरिस क्योटो एक्सपायर और नॉट 2015 में एक्सपायर हो. यस, अंबर ने ये जो लिंक डाला है, आई थिंक दैट इज द वीडियो. दिस वाज दैट. तो एनवायरमेंट वाइज डीजल इज पॉल्यूटिंग. मॉनेटरी वाइज डीजल सस्ता होता है, दैट्स अ डिफरेंट थिंग, बट इट इज वेरी मच पॉल्यूटिंग देन पेट्रोल. एंड फॉर दैट मैटर इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल आर मच मोर पॉल्यूटिंग. पर इसका रीजन अलग है, बाद में देखेंगे. तो अब व्हाट विल हैपन, दिस पर्सन हैज गॉट दिस क्रेडिट. ये क्या करेगा, दिस पर्सन विल सेल दिस क्रेडिट टू एबीसी कंपनी. इसके बदले पैसा ले लेगा, मान लेते 10 करोड़ रुपए. दिस पर्सन विल से आई विल गिव यू माय कार्बन क्रेडिट, फॉर दैट यू विल पे मी 10 करोड़. दिस कंपनी गॉट मनी, which this money this company will put in manufacturing of environment friendly product like electric cars. सबको समझ में आया what is carbon credit and how they are used? Clear है सबको? अब जल्दी से let us see the news. So this background was necessary to understand this news. So now what has happened is European Union, the Union of European countries, it has basically proposing a carbon tax. अब क्या होता है, let's suppose you are in a country called UK and you are in a country called India. UK, because India and UK both have signed that agreement at world level, which mandate that they reduce their carbon emission. We know that by the name of Paris Agreement. You will do that in regular classes. Okay, this is just a reference here. Paris Agreement prohibits the country from emitting carbon dioxide beyond a level. So UK government, for example, put a carbon tax. Carbon credit is like a cashback you get when you make something that reduce carbon from traditional sources. Okay? Carbon tax is imposed if you are doing a business in which emits carbon tax. उसमें लगता है carbon tax. India, say for example, also impose carbon tax, but 10%. मान लेते UK impose 30%. So what will happen? Company, मान लेते Volkswagen, मान लो, वैसे German company है, but let's say it is working in UK. This Volkswagen car company was making cars in UK. If it make diesel and petrol car in UK, it has to pay 30% tax. But India में 10 ही है. So what this company will do? This company will transfer the production unit from UK to India. Nuksan, the UK will lose not only the carbon taxes, the money, but also the purpose of imposing this tax will be away. There are two purposes. Pehla to get money. Second, purpose had to have 30% tax, that you switch from polluting mechanism to non-polluting mechanism. But this company, because switched its production unit, the purpose was defeated. So to bring that purpose back, the European countries are thinking about cross-border adjustment mechanism. Under this, if there is any such company which switches from a high carbon tax company to a low carbon tax company just for tax benefits, in such scenario क्या होगा? In such scenario, when Volkswagen will ship its car from India to UK, the British government will impose 20% extra custom duty, kind of cross-border adjustment mechanism. By the name of cross-border adjustment mechanism, it will impose 20% extra. So Volkswagen, rather than paying 30%, will pay 10% taxes here, 20% here, plus miscellaneous expenditure of shifting the unit. तो ज्यादा कॉस्टली पड़ेगा. आपको समझ में आ रहा है व्हाट इज दिस कार्बन बॉर्डर एडजस्टमेंट मैकेनिज्म? गाइस क्लियर? कोई क्वेश्चन किसी के माइंड में? शॉर्ट में देखिए, सिंपली समझिए. शॉर्ट में यह है कि व्हेन अ कंपनी मूव्स देयर प्रोडक्शन फ्रॉम अ हाई कार्बन टैक्स कंट्री टू अ लो कार्बन टैक्स कंट्री इन ऑर्डर टू एंजॉय लेस taxation, that company will be imposed by additional taxation by the restricted from India. It will be used as a punishment measure for India. ये इंडिया का कंसर्न है. If you start linking this, main concern that India has is if you start linking trade with environment, India resist कर रहा है, बहुत strongly resist कर रहा है India, because associating trade with environment, it means you can use environment as a reason to basically deny trade to India anytime you want, और वो हम नहीं चाहते. आपको समझ में आया what is CBAM, what is the purpose, what is the position? बोले guys, any question? ऐसा नहीं, on books it's a good idea, but real life में it could be disastrous for developing country like India and China. China तो नहीं हमारा main. Similarly, developed countries are trying another thing. Related है तो मैं बता देता हूँ. Link trade with women. On paper, good idea. They are basically saying that if a commodity is imported from a country which has low standard of women empowerment, means there is high exploitation of women in that country, we will not take that product. On paper, good. Real life में it will be a disaster. Look at the labor condition anyway in India and China. We do not want any linkage of trade with environment and trade with. These all are called, what they are called, these all issues are collectively called, remember what they are called? Yeah, these all issues are collectively called WTO plus. These all issues are collectively called WTO plus. WTO is the World Trade Organization. Plus means that these are additional issues that developed countries are trying to pressurize on developing countries. They are not within WTO. They are trying to push these issues over developing countries. That is why they are called WTO plus. अभी तो hypocrisy भी start हुई है दमन, when we will have more classes. Hypocrisy तो बहुत लोगों की बहुत थी, सबको hypocrite होता है. चलिए anyway, बताइए कोई क्वेश्चन किसी के भी माइंड में? अगर नहीं है तो we shall move to next news. बाकी मैंने एक्सप्लेन कर दिया, you can read by yourself, तो सारे नोट्स में है. लास्ट देख लेते हैं न्यूज़ दैट आई हैड इज battlefield surveillance system. It is nothing, it's a real time, it is being developed by Army. Indian Armed Forces have developed a real time comprehensive situational awareness system for all the military formation. Simply, it has basically infusing, as I said, a very classical example of industrial Revolution, important term. UPSC has asked this question, asked a question over this. Industrial Revolution 4. याद है आप लोगों को, we had discussed this earlier. Industrial Revolution 4.0. Yes, cyber physical system. Mnemonics अलग अलग है. That depends किसकी बात आप कर रहे हैं. We are developing technologies in which we are combining the cyber world and the real world together, known as cyber physical system. This is one of the example of that. In this, there will be a lot of information given directly, collected directly, and given to the, मतलब जो भी real time situational awareness to commander level at all level. It will use radar, air, this unmanned aerial vehicle, ground sensors. 5 year plans. 5 year plans लास्ट हमारे पास 12 5 year प्लान था. निमोनिक्स के लिए कोई भी निमोनिक्स आपको जानना हो, नाविक, बिल्कुल नाविक का इस्तेमाल करेंगे. नाविक ही तो हमारा सैटेलाइट कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम है. नाविक हैज द पार्ट ऑफ बोथ सिविलियन एंड डिफेंस नेविगेशन. एनीवे, इसके लिए निमोनिक्स के लिए आई वुड सजेस्ट कोई भी चीज निमोनिक्स आना, जस्ट गूगल इट. इतने निमोनिक्स मिल जाएंगे दैट यू विल बी डाउट. पहली चीज. सेकंड चीज, एक चीज याद रखिएगा, एक बार निमोनिक्स चुन लीजिए, उसे ही रखना, गलती मत रहे. किसी भी चीज का pick one mnemonics and keep it. और लोगों को मैं देखा वो हर बार बदल, do not change it. अगर आपने कठिन चुन लिया एक बार, याद हो गया तो ठीक है, आसान तो मत चाहिए. एनीवे, क्लियर है. बैटलफील्ड सर्वेलेंस सिस्टम कुछ खास न्यूज़ की नहीं इसमें, बट स्मॉल पॉइंट. चलिए, विद दिस न्यूज़ आई हैव दीज 8 or 9 न्यूज़ फॉर यू टुडे. इफ एनीवन हैज एनी क्वेश्चन, आप पूछ सकते हैं कोई भी चीज. हाँ, द मन गो अहेड. दैट्स मणिपुर का और रेस्टलर का इशू मैंने अभी इसलिए इंक्लूड नहीं करा, दैट इज इवॉल्विंग सिचुएशन. पर मैं आपको बता देता हूँ, रेस्टलर का इशू इज वेरी पॉलिटिकली टच्ड, कोई नहीं पूछने वाला. मणिपुर का इशू सिंपल सा ट्राइबल वॉरफेयर, और ये नया नहीं है. अब है, मणिपुर का नया नहीं है. दिस इशू हैज बीन इन इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी. जब भी आप पढ़ेंगे, बहुत पुराना इशू है ये बस अब आ गया है. हाँ, किसी को नहीं आते, वॉच दैट वीडियो. उसके अलावा हम बता दें, किसी को नहीं आते. इसके लिए अच्छा, एग्जाम स्ट्रैटेजी के लिए नो, नो, स्पेस माइनिंग इज नॉट बैन until unless it is for other purposes. नहीं नहीं, इसके बाद होता है इंटेलेक्चुअल गैसेस. किसी को नहीं आते, ज्यादा 40 क्वेश्चन आते हैं एट मोस्ट, वन द टॉप. इंटेलेक्चुअल गैसेस मानने पड़ते हैं. वो कैसे करते हैं उसके लिए वी विल हैव अ सेपरेट क्लास. अभी बैठेंगे तो डिटेल में करेंगे, ठीक है. चलिए, विद दैट नोट, इफ दिस मणिपुर का मैं बता देता, कुछ इस ट्राइबल वॉरफेयर इशू बहुत पुराना है. एक्चुअली जो आपकी वहाँ पे 2 ट्राइब्स हैं. एक वैली में रहती हैं जो मेती ट्राइब, जो मेजॉरिटी ट्राइब है. बाकी हिल ट्राइब्स, है, और वैली में आपकी सॉरी, वैली में आपकी मेती ट्राइब है, जो कि मेन डोमिनेंट ट्राइब है. अब वो मांग रही है एसटी का स्टेटस, रिजर्वेशन एसटी का स्टेटस. वैली में मेजॉरिटी ट्राइब है, वो कह रही है हमें एसटी का स्टेटस दे. और जो हिल ट्राइब्स है, ट्रेडिशनली उनके पास एसटी का स्टेटस था. देखिए, ये कोई हरियाणा वाली जो न्यूज हमने पढ़ी ना, ये उसी का कोरिलेशन है एक तरीके से देखा जाए. क्योंकि जॉब्स कम हो रही है इंडिया में, जॉब्स आर रिड्यूसिंग इन इंडिया, and reservation can only be given in government jobs, and government jobs are reducing in India. Why they are reducing in India? Because of neoliberalism. This all is linked with each other. वो तो अगर वायलेंस करोगे तो स्टूडेंट साइड करना पड़ेगा, वो तो चलो अलग बात. एनीवे, पॉलिटिकल न्यूज है, आई एम गारंटीइंग यू डायरेक्टली नहीं पूछनी. हाँ, उसमें आपको क्या कवर करना है फॉर प्रीलिम्स, अगर ऐसा है तो कवर द टाइप्स ऑफ आर्ट्स एंड कल्चर में क्वेश्चन आ सकता है इसमें. मणिपुर की ज्योग्राफी का क्वेश्चन आ सकता है कि ज्योग्राफी में रिवर कोई हो, कोई आपके पास पर्टिकुलरली वैली हो, नाम है उसका, कोई रिवर हो, कोई पहाड़ हो, ज्योग्राफी एंड आर्ट्स एंड कल्चर के क्वेश्चन कैन कम फ्रॉम, ये इशू नहीं आएगा, ये पॉलिटिकल इशू। क्या करें, इसे बोलते हैं। चलिए बाय, आई होप we'll meet again next Saturday online, and I hope I've been told actually that from after next Saturday it will be offline class. Offline Karol Bagh mein it will be hybrid after next Saturday. With that note, bye bye everyone, take care, have a nice weekend. We will meet again on next Saturday for current event and remaining days for various classes. Bye bye.